Afghanistan and
Right.
giant swaths of the world. He probably, like, his army and his behavior and what he probably stained that area with, like, a type of behavior.
I think you're 100% right. I think that you had portions of the world that were culturally cut off from being able to evolve at the same rate as some of the other places within the Middle East. And those tribes essentially haven't had the opportunity to evolve because they've been very isolated. I mean, you look at Afghanistan, it's an extremely isolated area of the world. And if you go back to the 70s, it was relatively progressive, somewhat secular. And then the Soviet intervention, the collapse, the failed state led to the rise of the Taliban because they had eviscerated all of the intellectual and the economic class. And in order to succeed or live there, you had to completely capitulate to the theocracy and the fascist state. So you had to go back in time to live. You had to grow a beard. And when I say this, is that everybody is 100% no. I'm saying, like, this is the way people live. They lived under tyrannical rules that provided zero opportunity for, if you had girls, sorry, they're beasts of burden. They treat goats and donkeys better than their girls, their children. The homelessness of children in a war zone is so heartbreaking. Like, it strips away at the goodness in your soul watching desperation. And when you see homeless children every day in these cities that are dirty, starving, and there's really not a lot you can do because you have a war to fight. And you not only think about it from the homelessness position, you think about the exploitation position. Like, these kids are so fucked. They're homeless. They don't have parents because maybe their fathers were either, killed in the war. Their mothers can't afford to keep them. And they continue to have more kids. And especially if they've been raped, then there's a cycle of not only exploitation and violence, but then it's also, it keeps them down economically. So you have massive amounts of children that were homeless and exploited, and they're starving. And it's, you from my perspective, when you live in that environment and you can't think about it. Like, you have to shut that stuff out. Because if you think about it, it's like opening the door of the submarine.
All the water's coming in.
All the water's coming in, and it's going to fucking sink you. So you have to build a, for a lack of a better term, man, you have to build a callus on your soul.
Oof.
Because you can't function and meet and exceed your mission success criteria if you're going to, if you get steamrolled by depression on what you're seeing every day.
Oh my God.
Time and repetition, which is one of the big problems, I think, with the GWOT community, or at least what we've had in the last 20 years. I mean, there's lots of different compounding factors that I think contribute to the acceleration of veteran suicide, which I don't want to launch into some rant about the issues that I think we're all faced, but it's definitely something that